Good evening and welcome to Doordarshan Kendra Kohima. I am Zijinya Mehta with the news. First day headlines. India stresses for a permanent solution to border demarcation with China by rejuvenating the established mechanism. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and Russian counterpart discuss defense and security at SCO sidelines. President Draupadi Murmu highlights MSMEs as backbone of inclusive economic growth. "148 Jagannath Rath Yatra begins in Ahmedabad. And now the news in detail. India has stressed to have for a permanent solution to border demarcation with China by rejuvenating the established mechanism and calling for bridging the trust deficit created between the two nations after the 2020 border standoff. New Delhi also underlined the need to maintain peace and tranquility along the Indo-China border and to solve issues through a structured roadmap of permanent engagement and de-escalation. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh held a bilateral meeting with his Chinese counterpart, Admiral Dong Jun, on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Defense Ministers meeting in China. Singh acknowledged the work being undertaken by both sides to bring back a semblance of normalcy in the bilateral relations. He emphasized the need to create good neighborly conditions to achieve the best mutual benefits and to cooperate for stability in Asia and the world. They agreed to continue consultations at various levels to achieve progress on issues related to disengagement, de-escalation, border management and eventual delimitation. During the meeting, Rajnath Singh briefed his counterpart on the recent Pahalgam terror attack and India's Operation Sindoor aimed at dismantling the terrorist networks in Pakistan.
राजनयिक संबंधों की स्थापना के 75 वर्ष पूरे होने के महत्वपूर्ण मील के पत्थर पर प्रकाश डाला। उन्होंने 5 साल के अंतराल के बाद कैलाश मानसरोवर यात्रा फिर से शुरू होने की भी सराहना की। राजनाथ सिंह ने अपने समकक्ष को 22 अप्रैल 2025 को जम्मू और कश्मीर के पहलगाम में निर्दोष नागरिकों के खिलाफ किए गए जघन्य आतंकवादी हमले और पाकिस्तान में आतंकवादी नेटवर्क को नष्ट करने के उद्देश्य से भारत के ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बारे में भी
India has held discussions with Russia over the supply of S-400 systems, Su-30 MKI upgrades and procurement of critical military hardware in expeditious timeframes. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh had a bilateral meeting with his Russian counterpart Andrei Belousov on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Defense Ministers meeting in Qingdao, China. The two ministers held in-depth discussions on a range of issues covering current geopolitical situations, cross-border terrorism and Indo-Russian defense cooperation. During the meeting, the Russian defense minister highlighted the long-standing Indo-Russian relations and expressed solidarity with India on the horrendous and cowardly Pahalgam terror attack. It was one of the most important meetings between the two leaders held in the backdrop of Operation Sindoor and the consequent necessity of augmenting defense production.
काफी अहम माना जा रहा है। रक्षा उत्पादन विशेष रूप से वायु रक्षा, हवा से हवा में मार करने वाली मिसाइलों, आधुनिक क्षमताओं और हवाई प्लेटफॉर्मों के उन्नयन जैसी महत्वपूर्ण वस्तुओं के उत्पादन को बढ़ाने की आवश्यकता को देखते हुए S-400 सिस्टम की आपूर्ति, Su-30 MKI को अपग्रेड करने और शीघ्र समय सीमा में महत्वपूर्ण सैन्य हार्डवेयर की खरीद पर दोनों देशों के रक्षा मंत्रियों की महत्वपूर्ण चर्चा हुई।
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today said that India has not signed a joint document at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Defense Ministers meeting in China as one country did not want to refer to terrorism. Talking to reporters in New Delhi, Dr. Jaishankar said the SCO was formed to fight terrorism. He said Defense Minister Rajnath Singh clearly said that if there is no mention of terrorism in the joint document, India will not sign it.
Declare that a grave emergency exists whereby the security of India is threatened by internal disturbances.
बाद में मीडिया को संबोधित करते हुए डॉक्टर एस जयशंकर ने बताया कि 1975 से लेकर आज तक चीजें कैसे बदल गई हैं। जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर भारत के दृष्टिकोण को समझाने के लिए सभी दलों के प्रतिनिधिमंडल दुनिया भर में भेजे गए थे।
All parties going out across the world, speaking in defense of our national interest, giving the message that terrorism is not acceptable. कि हमारी नीति है zero tolerance of terrorism, and if terrorism continues, we reserve the right to defend our people. This was the message that they carried.
चीन में आयोजित एससीओ शिखर सम्मेलन में आतंकवाद के मुद्दे को दबाने के पाकिस्तान के विफल प्रयास के बारे में बताते हुए डॉक्टर एस जयशंकर ने कहा कि भारत के रक्षा मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह ने संयुक्त घोषणा पत्र पर हस्ताक्षर करने से जो इनकार किया वो बिल्कुल सही था। इससे भारत की भूमिका आतंकवाद के खिलाफ पूरी दुनिया के सामने पूरी तरह स्पष्ट होती है।
सर्वसम्मति से एससीओ चलता है, तो एक देश ने जो है उन्होंने कहा कि हम नहीं मानेंगे कि आतंकवाद का कहीं जिक्र होना चाहिए।
Meanwhile, President Draupadi Murmu has said that the strong micro, small and medium enterprises ecosystem is essential for the sustainable economic development of the country, as it is a strong pillar of the country's economy. Addressing the International MSME Day function in New Delhi today, the President said the MSME sector is playing an important role in the progress of the country. She highlighted that the sector is contributing about 30% to the country's GDP, 36% to the manufacturing sector and 45% to exports. President Murmu said that the MSME sector not only contributes significantly to the country's GDP but also promotes innovation at the grassroots level. She also said the MSME sector creates employment opportunities in rural and backward areas, and it also helps in the empowerment of weaker sections and inclusive development. President Murmu highlighted that the MSME sector is the second largest job creator in the country after agriculture. Micro, small and medium enterprises form the backbone of both the Indian and global economy. By fostering entrepreneurship, generating employment and promoting inclusive development, MSMEs continue to drive economic transformation at the grassroots level. Globally, MSMEs represent the most dominant segment of the business ecosystem, accounting for nearly 90% of enterprises and over 50% of total employment. Recognizing the critical role of MSMEs worldwide, the United Nations designated 27th June as International MSME Day in 2017. The theme for 2025 focuses on enhancing the role of MSMEs as drivers of sustainable growth and innovation.
क्षेत्र का विकास महिलाओं और कमजोर वर्गों के लोगों को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने में अहम है। ये प्रसन्नता की बात है कि एमएसएमई सेक्टर में हाल के वर्षों में महिलाओं की भागीदारी बढ़ी है। हम सब जानते हैं देश में महिलाएं 50% है। जब महिलाओं का रोजगार बढ़ेगा तो देश का जो हम लोगों का सपना 2047 तक देश को विकसित भारत बनाने का मुझे लगता है वो तब संभव हो सकेगा।
And now we'll take a short commercial break. Stay with us.
Oh, lovely. Well done. अब होगा बड़ा स्टूडियो, नया कैमरा, नई लाइट्स। लगे हाथ नई कार भी ले लो उसी लोन से। नो, लोन लिए गए काम में ही लगाओ। समय से EMI चुकाओ, क्रेडिट स्कोर बढ़ाओ और अगला लोन आसानी से पाओ। कार नहीं तो मेरी फोटो तो ले लो। आप कौन?
RBI कहता है
वित्तीय समझदारी समृद्ध नारी।
Welcome back and moving on. ICAR Krishi Vigyan Kendra PAC and ICAR National Research Center on Mithun Porba organized Mithun Mahotsav, an agri-business summit for Viksit Bharat 2047 at Porba Village Ground. The program started with the inauguration of exhibition by Chief Guest Mhathang Yantan, Advisor Agriculture and MLA Dr. Nisa Tuamero with other delegates. Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Singh, senior scientist, and had addressed the gathering and briefly highlighted activities and achievements of KVK PAC. Dr. Girish Patil S., Director ICAR NRC on Mithun, Nagaland, spoke on agri-business sector and value addition of meat product in order to achieve higher income. Sana Zonyan, Director of Agriculture, enlightened on Viksit Bharat 2047. He emphasized that India should focus on self-sufficiency in food production and should be self-reliant by 2047 in terms of food production and development. More than 400 farmers from various parts of PAC and Maluri districts participated in the program, and agricultural inputs were distributed to all participating farmers.
Inaugural function of the Viksit Bharat 2047.
Tangor,
festival ekta tangor program loigina idia amakan mithun laga itu festival korada de amakan bi sob isor bra hal time digina yede bra lo kurbo dia karne isoge धन्यवाद दिया से और अपने खान लोगों ने भी सब सलाम जानाई আছে খুশি জানাই দিয়া আছে বেশি দেরি হইছে আমি বেশি কথা নকব much of the things which are to be spoken by me which I was having in mind have been all spoken by various speakers, so I will not be taking much time বেশি দেরি নলব but I'm afraid I may have to repeat some of the points which the earlier speakers have said. It is indeed a great honor and a privilege for me to be.
On the occasion of International MSME Day, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath launched the CM Yuva mobile app and inaugurated Youth Ada, a new initiative aimed at promoting youth entrepreneurship across the state. Speaking at the event, the Chief Minister extended his greetings to the entrepreneurial community and congratulated more than 96 lakh entrepreneurs working in the micro, small and medium enterprises sectors across the state, and also to over 2 crore personnel employed in this sector. The Youth Ada platform is envisioned as a space to foster innovation, dialogue and engagement among aspiring entrepreneurs, startups and youth-led business. It will serve as a resource center for networking, monitoring and support under various government schemes. The CM Yuva app, launched simultaneously, aims to digitally empower young entrepreneurs by providing real-time access to opportunities, government schemes, incubation centers and training programs. 3 men who allegedly raped a 24-year-old law student in a guard room on the Law College campus in South Kolkata on June 25 have been arrested. Police identified the 3 suspects as Manojit Mishra, a college staffer, and 2 students, Zaib Ahmed and Pramit Mukherjee. A written complaint was submitted to the Kasbah police station on Thursday. Police arrested Mishra and Ahmed near a park at Talbagan. Mukherjee, the third accused, was arrested from his residence around midnight. The 3 were produced before the Additional Chief Judicial Magistrates Court in Alipur, which remanded them in police custody for 4 days till July 1. The crime was flagged as a reflection of the law and order situation by the opposition Bharatiya Janata Party, pointing out that Mishra's social media account indicated close ties to the state's ruling Trinamool Congress. The holy town of Puri is witnessing an overwhelming spiritual spectacle today as the world-famous Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath begins with grandeur and devotion. Lakhs of devotees from across India and abroad have gathered to participate in this sacred event. The ceremonial Pahandi Bijay, the ritual procession of Lord Jagannath, Lord Balbhadra and Devi Subhadra was conducted with traditional fervor this morning. In this sacred procession, the deities were escorted from the sanctum sanctorum of the Jagannath temple to their majestic chariots by dedicated priests. Following the Pahandi, the deities were ceremoniously seated on their respective chariots. Nandi Ghosha, Taladhwaja and Darpadalana. The pulling of the chariots commenced around 4 a.m., marking the beginning of the deities' annual journey to the Gundicha temple. In anticipation of the massive turnout, the Odisha police and Puri District Administration have deployed extensive security measures to ensure a safe and smooth conduct of the festival. The Rath Yatra of Puri remains one of the most vibrant and significant festivals in India, drawing pilgrims, tourists and spiritual seekers in a divine confluence of faith and celebration. And now let's take a look at the weather reports of the district headquarters of Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 36 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 30 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Twinsang had a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. Zinabuto had a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. Phak had a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.